Right, so if you ever wanted to learn programmatic SEO, this is going to be a free course on exactly how to learn it and to apply it. So I'm going to explain to you what it is and how it works, then if you should do it or not, which niches it works best on, right? Whether you're a local contractor, whether you have a SaaS company, whatever it is, I'm going to go over the best niches to do so, some successful case studies, and how you can do it as well, right? Because the best way for me to teach you how to do it is to first show you how successful companies are doing it, and then show you exactly how they do it, and so you can take some gold nuggets from what they're doing and apply it to your own niche and your own website. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Again, in the end of the video, I'm going to go over 3 little case studies from 3 very successful companies. These guys are making $2 million a year. This is a $100 million company, and this is getting closer to a $100 million company, which essentially is a competitor for this one. But again, I'll go over this in just a second. Now, what is programmatic SEO, right? You've heard this term thrown around every time, and it's quite simple, right? It's been around for a long time, but now with AI and the fact that you can generate articles and essentially automate your content production much easily, it's been thrown around much more because more and more people are getting into it because it's easier, right? As before, you had to hire this whole content team, copywriters, all that. At the moment, it's a bit easier, right? So essentially what it is leveraging keywords you want to rank for, right? Let's say we, for example, have a plastic surgeon. I'll go over examples here. I have Wise open right here. I have Canva as well, which is one of the biggest programmatic SEO examples we have. But essentially what you do is you pick the keywords you want to rank for, let's say these ones, right? And then you create these pages, which are essentially all the same, right? All these pages are the same, but let's say this is the header right here, the header on each page. They all say the same thing, but the one thing that changes, more or less, I'll go over this in just a second, is the target keyword, right? The target keyword, so each page targets a different keyword, but they all follow the same template, right? Essentially, programmatic SEO is the creation of templated pages, and each one of those pages targets a different keyword, right? And let's go over an example here, and because I'm going to show you how it works, right? So, for example, let's go over to Wise right here. Wise is one of the biggest, it's becoming one of the biggest online banking platforms, right? And they rank for a bunch of keywords because they're leveraging programmatic SEO. If you scroll down here, for example, to the flags, and you click each one of these ones, right? For example, account details, and click each one of these ones. Every single one of these pages, I click the Turkish pound and I click the Canadian one, right? So these 2 pages, as you can see, they're exactly the same, right? What's changing here? The things that are changing are the H1 and the URL up there, right? As you can see here, for example, this one is Canadian dollar account details in the United States, and this one is Turkish lira account alternatives in the United States, right? So the United States, this changes based on the language you choose here. And this one right here changes based on the one that's in the URL and the one that you chose down here, right? So again, all these pages are exactly the same, right? And they all have very in-depth, right? Of course, these changes right here. This is Turkish lira. Here it's going to be Canadian dollars, right? So all these pages are exactly the same. They follow the same structure, the same template. As you can see here, this is exactly the same thing. This is the same thing. FAQs, all that, of course. The only difference here is that each one of these pages is tailored to the keyword that they want to rank for, right? So again, for example, if I go here and click send money, and I just clicked a bunch of these ones, let me open, I clicked 3, the one for Argentina, one for Brazil, and one for Belgium, right? All of these are the same, and these pages rank for send money to Belgium. This one ranks for send money to Brazil. This one ranks for send money to Argentina. They have all of these pages from all of these countries, like 100 different countries, right? And again, all these are the same. Of course, there are certain details, right? For example, this says Argentina, right? There's Argentina here, right? I mean, they're a bit tailored, but again, they follow all the same template. This one's for Brazil, right? This one has some extra stuff here, but again, they're all the same. And this is what programmatic SEO is, right? And Wise has a lot of traffic coming into these pages. Again, I'm going to show you first how it works, and I'll show you actual case studies, right? These 3 of brands that are actually leveraging it. And it's essentially the proof that creating these tailored pages with programmatic SEO and templates does work. So again, I'm going to show you first what it is and how it works. I'll just show you how it works, right? Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. But then again, I want to show you how these businesses are actually making money and how these pages are getting traffic, right? So I guess as of now, you understand how it works, so I'm going to close all these ones right now. I just want to show you one final one, which is the one for Canva. I'm sure you know about Canva. You can essentially create any, Facebook ads, YouTube thumbnails, business cards, all that. As you can see here, the URL is, this is Programmatic SEO, right? Business card templates, right? This page ranks for business card templates, right? Now, they do go a step further. For example, if you click here, right? Teacher business cards. So not only do they have the first layer, I guess, which is business card templates, then they have all these little subcategories inside, right? Yoga business cards, right? So they go an extra layer down. Again, all these pages are the same, right? This one is just a header, H1 with a bunch of templates, right? They're all the same, right? And they have it for business cards. They have it for, if you go here into templates, right? They have a bunch of these templates. Let's do, I don't know, collage, whatever. Actually, let's go business again. Let's do, I don't know, you get the point, right? All these pages are the same. Tech, brand, toolbox. I don't know. I don't even know what this keyword actually means, but I'm sure they're gathering a lot of traffic because they have hundreds and thousands of these pages, each one of them following the same template, but they're all tailored to the same keywords they want to rank for. Again, so these are templated pages, right? Hopefully that makes sense. So should you do it, right? Should you do this? The answer is yes. However, don't just rely on programmatic SEO, right? And I'll give you an example. Now, this will tie in with niches where it works best. And the truth is that if you're creative, it works in essentially any single niche. Let's, for example, go with a non-tech company, right? No banking, no Canva, nothing like that. Let's go with a local business, right? Let's say you have a plastic surgery clinic, right? You're a plastic surgeon in New York City and want to capture as much traffic as possible, right? So, and this is going to be a bit on the fly, but what I would do, for example, here, let's say you do, for example, breast augmentation surgery. Let's say you do rhinoplasty, and let's say you do, Botox, right? One thing you can do to leverage programmatic SEO, and be sure to understand that, of course, before you try programmatic SEO, you should already have your on-page properly done. Off-page, you should have technical SEO handled. You should have a blog. You should have a proper site, right? Before diving into programmatic SEO. What you could do, for example, here let's do for rhinoplasty, right? What you could do, not for rhinoplasty, but for all these ones, for all the surgeries you do, you could again create these templates, right? The templates, don't forget, based on all the keywords you want to rank for, right? Rhinoplasty surgery location, right? So you can even do this. We can even do it, let's say, rhinoplasty surgery location, or rhinoplasty, sorry for my typing, it's a bit all over the place. Before, let's do male, you could do female, you could capture, I don't know, on the, I guess, I don't want to call it the trend, but people that identify as non-male or female, I guess you could do non-binary, hopefully I'm saying this right, just to get my point across. You could create all of these, let's forget about this one, right? Let's just do rhinoplasty surgery. Let's do this. You could target races, Asians, for example, Caucasians. I'm not sure how you even write this. You could do, I don't know, whatever it is, right? You get the point. The goal is to, with a keyword, in this case, your keyword is, of course, the surgery you do, then try and capture all these different, I guess, types of people, right? And this works for types of people, but it also works, for example, on Canva for templates, business cards, yoga business cards, marketing PDFs, whatever, right? So what you can do, again, take the keywords you want to rank for, run them through a template, and now you're going to have all these pages, right? They are going to be very, very targeted. They all follow the same template, right? Rhinoplastic surgery for females, right? You have before and afters, you have complications of the surgery, you have the average pricing, all that, right? Tailored pages that all follow the same template. So rhinoplasty male, rhinoplasty under 18, for example, rhinoplasty by age. You can even do by ages, right? Just remember that. You can even do by ages, right? You can do 50-year-old, right? You can do, I guess, rhinoplasty for 50-year-old, right? You can do for a 30-year-old, right? Capture all these ones, right? And then you can do like Canva, where they have the business templates, but then you click on yoga and you had business templates, business cards for yoga. You can even do after all this, you could do rhinoplasty for 50-year-old, and you can add male, female, right? You can add all these ones again, right? So hopefully, that's yet another layer. Hopefully this makes sense. That's just an example of what you can do. But again, when I show you these little case studies and when I dive deep into what these companies are doing successfully, I really do think that if you watch them, things are going to click in your brain, because I don't own a plastic surgery clinic, right? I don't own your business. So the best person to understand and think about what you can do to leverage programmatic SEO for your business is yourself. So again, after you watch these ones, I should go over them in a bit. I do think that something is going to click in your brain and think, oh, okay, so I could do this, because again, you know more about your business than myself. I'm just making this up as I go, because again, I'm not a surgeon. I do not own a plastic surgery clinic. But hopefully this makes sense, right? Now, successful case studies and how you do that. So most of the successful case studies I'm going to show you are the biggest one of them, right? Airbnb, Nomad List, Canva, and a bunch of others, which I'll go over in just a second. But those are the most successful ones because they're the most known companies. There are smaller companies, for example, this one that does $2 million a year, which is in the grand scheme of things smaller. This is owned by just one guy, right? Just one guy, and I think 90% of his customers come from Google, so come from programmatic SEO. Sorry, just lost my train of thought. But again, the successful case studies I'm going to show you, it doesn't really matter if they're from big or small companies, because the same principles apply, right? The same principles that went up here from the templating to the keywords, all of them apply, right? And I know this first part of the video was more broad and not too in-depth, but this is going to be where right now I'm going to go over a bit more in-depth. So I'm going to go over 3 or 4 case studies. So my clothes are going to change because these videos are recorded another time, but I'm just going to paste them in here. Hopefully you like them. Let me know what you thought about this course. Hopefully it was valuable. And again, after you watch these 3 case studies or 4, I really do think that because you are the owner of your own business, your own niche, something's going to click in you and think, okay, so I can apply this to my business in this way, right? Hopefully this was valuable. Let's get on with the case studies. There's this website making $140,000 a month. That's almost $2 million a year. And I want to break down their SEO strategy because they rely heavily on organic traffic to grow their business and brand, and in specific, programmatic SEO. So I want to break down what programmatic SEO is and how this site is taking advantage of it to rake in almost $2 million every single year to their product. And of course, I also want to break down what their product is. So without further ado, let's just jump inside my computer and I'll show you exactly what they're doing and how they're doing it. Okay, so first of all, let's have a look at what their product is before we break down any SEO strategy. So this site is called Nomad List and the product is simple. It is a directory for digital nomads to understand what the best places are in the world for their needs. So if we scroll down here, for example, we can see that we have some popular places here. For example, Bangkok in Thailand, and we can see that there's an overall rating, the cost, internet, fun. Then of course you can add filters, for example, places in North America, for example, ones that are considered safe, ones that have fast internet, ones that have a fun ambience. And as you can see, and this will break down this later on, the URL starts changing. But essentially, this is the product, and if you click any of these listings, you can see a bit more in detail what this place has to offer. And this is very valuable if you're a digital nomad. This is the only place online that you get access to all this data to make an informed decision of what the next place is that you're going to visit or live in. So that's the product. Pretty cool, and in my opinion brings in a ton of value to the nomad community. Now I want to show you their stats. So if we just copy the domain, and yes, we can use Ahrefs, but that's quite expensive, so let's use a more affordable alternative. So there we go, we're using the campaigns feature inside of Vetted. Now as we can see here, and I want to go over a overview of the site, at the moment, January of 2023, they're ranking for 40,000 plus keywords. Now, these are keywords that this domain ranks for on the top 50 search results, okay? Now, what's important to look at here are the top keywords, meaning the keywords that bring in the most traffic to their site. For example, the keyword nomad has a search volume of almost 100,000 every single month, and they're ranking 8th for it. So this keyword is bringing in a ton of traffic to the site, more or less 1,200 clicks every single month. Now, they rank for a plethora of different keywords related to the nomad life. Nomad List, that's a brand name. Digital nomad List, again, that's a branded term. But if we start scrolling through these pages, we can start seeing some different keywords popping off. Now, Chiang Mai, for example, Taipei, these are all locations. We see again digital nomads, but what you're going to see here is that they essentially rank for two types of keywords. The first one are branded keywords and keywords that are in accordance to their brand, so digital nomads, all that. But then they rank for a ton of keywords that are location based. Now we can see here, best place to live, best country to live in. Now these are still ranking the homepage for this keyword. But if we keep on going down, we can start seeing their SEO strategy, their programmatic SEO strategy popping off. And again, I'll go deeper into this as the video goes. But as you can see here, best cities to live in North America. Now this is a long tail keyword, right? But it still has a volume of 270 searches per month, which they're ranking number 1 for and get 44 clicks per month. Again, these are all average numbers. Now this one right here, this is super interesting. This is in line with their programmatic SEO strategy. Least racist states. Now this is for the US, but if we open this up right here and go to their site, we can see that there are some filters pre-clicked. So nomadlist.com/least racist places in the US. How is this happening? Because you have US selected and low in racism. If, for example, we remove low in racism and just add, again, let's do Europe, for example. No, let's do the same. Let's do US. Let's do filters. Let's do safe. We can see that the URL changes for safest places in the United States. If we remove safe and add internet, it goes to places in the United States with fast internet. If we remove fast internet and do, for example, under $3,000 a month, it says affordable places in the United States. Now, I think you can see where I'm trying to get at. Dependent on the filters you choose, the URL changes and is optimized for certain phrases people search for. And this is how they're able to rank for these least racist states. If we keep on scrolling right, we can see best cities in North America. Again, we can go more. Let's see here. Best places to live in Asia. These again are keywords with still somewhat of a high search volume, but the gem here is in the longer tail keywords that no one is optimizing for. No one is optimizing for example, fast internet places in the United States, right? Or even if we select multiple of these tags, affordable places in the United States with fast internet, right? This is quite an interesting one. Hottest girls on Tinder. But if we keep moving on, for example, best place to live in the world, I guess we can do a bit more and go a bit further on. Let's see here. Cost of living in Mexico City. Now, we're still ramping up the data and ramping up these campaigns feature on here. So we're not able to yet pick up all the keywords they're ranking for on all the pages. So I'll have to go to Ahrefs and continue this here. So if we go to Ahrefs and click on top pages down here and then scroll down, we can see that this page right here, least racist places in the United States. Again, this page has this identifier and this unique URL because it has certain filters clicked, right? This page is ranking for 115 keywords. Let's see what they are. Least racist states, least racist cities in America, least racist cities in the United States. So for all these keywords, there are essentially variations of the combinations of United States, least racist. This page is ranking for a ton of these keywords. Now, if you add all this up, this might seem like nobody searched for these keywords. And yeah, they have low search volumes, right? 50, 60, not that much, right? But if you add all those up, this page right here receives around 104 users every single month. Now that's a lot. Now imagine you take this and do the same for least racist places in Europe, in Asia, in Lisbon. You can even do this for neighborhoods, right? And essentially that's what you're doing with the filters right here, which is super, super interesting. Now, something else that's very interesting is that if you open some of these up, you'll be able to see that these are fully optimized. For example, if I click here on this plugin, by the way, this is a free plugin, you can get it for free. I'll leave a link in the description. You can see, of course, that the meta title for this page is least racist places in the United States. And the meta description, of course, has the keywords here sprinkled inside of it. Then the headings, of course, an H1 that is least racist places in the US. And then the H2s don't really matter on here. But the thing about this page is that it is fully optimized. So it's not just about generating these custom URLs based on the filters. It's also about optimizing the pages based on the filters you select. And this is how they're able to rank for all of these interesting keywords, all these multiple combinations, which is so powerful. If we go here to the overview, we can see that they're getting almost 50,000 in organic traffic every single month from a high of 50,000, or I guess a high of 61,000 a couple of years ago. Interesting to see that during COVID, of course, it went down because people weren't traveling, but now it ramped back up. And I'm assuming now because we're in somewhat of a recession, this is going down a bit, but still almost 50,000 users every single month. It's super powerful. And that's all organic traffic, right? That's 100% organic traffic. And so that's the power of this programmatic SEO strategy, essentially generating custom URLs based on, and custom pages based on the filters someone selects. And after that, of course, optimizing these pages the max you can. It's quite an interesting strategy. It's quite brilliant. There's not a lot of sites that can do something like this. You have, of course, to have a sort of a directory style site to be able to have people select filters. Now, of course, you can do programmatic SEO in any single site, but you need data points, right? For example, if we were to do programmatic SEO to a plumber site, it would be much harder, right? Because there's not many data points on a plumber site or any other local business site as, for example, in one of these directory-based sites. So yeah, I just wanted to leave you with that. I wanted to let you know what they're doing. Quite interesting, quite a powerful strategy, but keep in mind that this isn't possible with every single site. But if you have sort of a directory style site, this is possible and quite interesting. And you can easily do this with, if you have a developer on your team, you can easily ask them to do it. It's quite easy, I guess, for them. I think the most difficult part here is not the SEO optimization of the pages. It's not having a developer do the programmatic style pages for you. I think the most difficult part here is having a business or a site that can allow for this type of SEO. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. I guess I'll just plug Vetted since you're here. It's been a long time. If you're watching the video to the end, if you ever need to hire a pre-vetted SEO expert, hop on to vetted.com with 3 T's. You can hire experts for their skills via these productized services, or you can also hire them for their time. If you go to their profile, you can book consulting calls with them. Here we go. We can just set up a consulting call with Bradley, for example, and pick his brain about anything related to SEO, which is pretty cool. That's it. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers. Today, I want to talk about Airbnb. Right, I'm sure you know who they are. They're a publicly traded company worth around $75 billion, right? And I want to talk about what they are, right? And exactly how they're using SEO and organic traffic to essentially grow the business, right? There's a lot we have to cover here. I'm going to go very deep into what they're doing exactly. So if you're doing SEO or if you're building a listing website, this is definitely going to be a video I want to watch, because there's going to be a lot of things I say here that tell you exactly how you can grow a business just like Airbnb. Of course, takes years to do it, but these bases are fundamental. So let's get straight into it. First things first is, what is Airbnb, right? I won't spend too much time on this because I'm going to show you what it is. Airbnb essentially is a listing or directory or marketplace website, right? They have on the front page all the listings they have available, right? These are UGC, so user generated listings, right? And as a user, you can pick and choose which one you want. And then of course they have a dedicated page to the listing. Now, this is a very simplistic view of what Airbnb actually is, right? But essentially it boils down to them being a listing directory, marketplace type website, right? How do they make money? How do listing websites make money? There's essentially 3 main things: transaction fees, paying to post a listing, so paying to post one of these, or ads, right? Airbnb essentially takes a transaction fee, right? Pretty straightforward. How much money can they make? Well, last year they made $8.4 billion, right? So the conclusion here is that listing sites have a lot of potential to make money, right? So this is essentially what Airbnb is. Now let's go over exactly what they're doing in terms of user acquisition through SEO, right? Because yes, they pay for ads. Yes, you might have seen their billboards. So there's a lot of things that a brand like Airbnb does to acquire users. But if you're just starting out, most likely if you're building a listing site or a directory, whatever, most likely you have the money to spend on those big billboards or big PPC campaigns, right? Pay per click. So here's what they're doing through SEO, which is, in my opinion, of course, I'm a bit biased, one of the best ways to acquire users. So let's go over the first thing. So what is SEO? Of course, SEO means they're ranking their site higher in search engines like Google or Bing for keywords their target customers are searching for. This is super important, because you don't want to be doing SEO for keywords their customers aren't searching for, because otherwise you'll be wasting time. Now, first things first, what they're doing is programmatic SEO. Now, I won't dive too deep into what it is. I have a video solely on that, which you can, actually it's for another listing website called Nomad List. This is essentially a, I guess, Airbnb style listing directory site, but for places, right? For cities in the world where nomads can go to. But essentially, again, a listing website, which most of them benefit a lot from programmatic SEO, right? So what is Airbnb doing in terms of programmatic SEO? Essentially, they're doing templated pages. And I'll go over an example and all that in just a second. And what's the outcome? Well, the outcome is the ability to mass create pages for any location, right? Again, the goal is to target as many location-based keywords as possible. Now, what does this mean? It means that they're building their pages like this. So airbnb.com/city/stays. And so let's go over here an example on exactly what this means. So if we go to, for example, Airbnb here, and I mean, we can just go to Ahrefs real quick and then go here to top subfolders. What we're going to see is that the top subfolders here are going to be this stays page. So for example, airbnb.com/cityname/stays, right? What else we have here? Then we'll cover this one in just a second, but yeah, /Orlando, Florida, /stays. So let's just open a couple of these ones, which I already had open up here. This one is for the US. This one, let's see here. This one is for Orlando, Florida, right? Again, we can open a couple more here so that I can make my point across. This one's for Las Vegas, this one for Miami. You'll see something similar here. All these pages are essentially all the same, right? As you can see, the only thing that's changing is up there the URL structure right here with the city name changing, and here the H1. This is an H1. If we do this, inspect element right here, we can see that this is of course an H1, right? Header 1, which is essentially, if we can talk a bit more about technical SEO, which I'll talk in just a second, it's what essentially tells Google what the main thing this page is about. So if I can just copy this real quick and put it in here in this browser, just click this little extension. As you can see here, the headings, they have two H1s, Las Vegas vacation rentals and your guide to Las Vegas. Now this isn't recommended to have two H1s because this can confuse Google. But so yeah, if I were to have any recommendation to Airbnb, I would say just only have one, but who am I to speak on this? Might just be a little bug. So yeah, that's the first thing you're gonna notice, sorry. These pages all look the same, right? All of them look the same. And what they're doing here is creating these templated pages for all the cities: Las Vegas, Myrtle Beach, Nashville, San Diego, New York City, Atlanta, Lake Tahoe. So all of these ones are the same. And what they do here is essentially location name, vacation rentals. You have the call to action here above the fold, right? They have the top rated vacation rentals in Las Vegas, right? Keyword here. Again, it's going to be the same. Keyword here, top rated vacation rentals in Miami. Keyword, again, the same thing for Orlando. Then they have the top rentals here, right? Another one right here. And then all this listings, Las Vegas homes listings. It should be Miami homes down here. Of course, homes in Miami, right? All these are the same. So this is the first thing they're doing in regards to their programmatic SEO. And of course, down here, they have a guide to Las Vegas, which again, they're going to have one to Miami right here. Your guide to Miami. And this one's going to be your guide to Orlando, Florida, right? All of these are programmatic, ideally, or essentially one-click generated pages, which talk about the city, right? This, first of all, making a guide for Las Vegas makes it so this page, the Las Vegas page stays, is very location relevant, which is, of course, what you want, right? When someone's searching for a homestay or a rental house in Las Vegas, or even if they don't include the Las Vegas term, but they're in Las Vegas, Google's going to know that this page should show up because it is tailored and niched down to the location Las Vegas, right? So they all have all this here. Again, all these pages have all this here. So that's the first thing they're doing. Now, the second thing they're doing is internal linking, which is super, super important, both from a user standpoint, but also from a search engine standpoint, right? So as you can see here, they're linking out to all the nearby destinations, right? So interlinking is something that when you do it, it cannot be random, right? It has to make sense. You wouldn't link to a city that's 1,000 miles away or 1,000 kilometers away, sorry. You should link to the ones that are more close by. What they're doing here is like so, even though these are a bit far away, right? But they're linking to different destinations where you can rent a house. And all of these, of course, are, as you can see, the URL structure is all the same, just like we saw here, /city/stays, and all the pages are exactly the same. Every single page is exactly the same with your guide to San Diego, right? This is what programmatic SEO is. And with this, they're able to generate hundreds of thousands of these location-based pages in just a click of a button. Now, things you have to make sure that you do is, of course, have a clean URL structure. This helps, of course, search engines as well as users. Internal links to relevant pages, again, this helps search engines as well as users, right? Super, super important. One thing they're also doing is the breadcrumbs. It helps with user experience as well. So if you go scroll down here to any of these pages, you see where you're at the moment, right? So Airbnb, homepage, US, Nevada, and then even a county inside of here, right? So this helps users, and users do use it a lot. So this is a great little thing that they're doing, but it is important. Of course, checking the technical SEO like I did before. So checking the H1s right here, how many H1s they have, what the H1s say, right? So this page is telling Google that the main thing about this page is location, vacation rentals, right? Super, super important. Of course, I'm sure they have a robots.txt here as well. And of course, in a sitemap too, that's super, super important. I'm sure they have a meta image right here. So when you post this link on social media or any other Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, this image is going to pop up. So this one right down here. So super, super important that you have this. So all these little things focusing on technical SEO, they're doing everything. So that's a big win for them. And of course, all these end up being UGC, so user generated pages. So all these here, these aren't properties from Airbnb, right? Airbnb didn't create all these listings, right? Users created this. So they're leveraging user generated content on these pages, right? So for example, I think Canva does this as well. I have a case study on them. They have these design pages where they leverage designs generated by users. So as a listing website, as a marketplace, as a directory, right? You have the ability, because all your assets are assets made by your users, right? The listings are your assets. So you have to find ways to leverage them. And of course, Airbnb is doing a great job with that. Now, moving on to the next part of the programmatic SEO is the city/stays/unique stays. And this was a great business move, and I'll go over that in just a second now, but it is the same thing essentially. It's templated pages, which allows them to create pages at scale, good user experience, and conversion rate optimization. I'll show you here in a second. Let me just close all of this. I mean, even because of the internal linking, you can check the pages on here. So I'm in the Las Vegas page. They say here, other types of stays on Airbnb. So unique stays on Airbnb. So you got tree houses, camper rentals, tiny house rentals, glamping, lake house rentals, beach house rentals, cabin rentals. Now, all of these became very popular in the last few years, I'd say 2 to 3 years. And they have dedicated pages, not just dedicated pages to tree houses, location, right? Dedicated pages to tree houses. As you can see here, H1 should be this one. As you can see here, the H1 is, of course, tree house rentals. Makes perfect sense, right? They want to let search engines know that this page is about tree house rentals. And again, they have dedicated pages, UGC content right here, so user generated content right here, internal linking to different parts of this of the US, right? Different places right here, and this goes again to the listing part of the site. And then if you scroll down here, again, pretty custom with the breadcrumbs. So they have these templated pages that they're using on every single thing, right? Even the unique stays pages. And reason being why this is a smart move. And by the way, these unique stays again are tree houses, camper vans, tiny homes, domes or bungalows, right? And they're grabbing a bunch of these keywords. So for example, for cabin rentals, beach house rentals, look at the search volume these keywords have, right? It's insane. Beach house, tree house, camper. So every single month, tree house rentals get 13,000 searches every single month. That's just for the keyword tree house rentals. What about rented tree house or rented tree house in the US, rented tree house in Texas? So there's a bunch of different keywords that can stem from this one, right? And you can increase this number by tenfold if sometimes, right? So super, super interesting. And again, as you can see here, the pages are ranking for this United States /tree houses. This page gets 20,000 users every single month. They're ranking for tree house rentals. This one gets 15,000, tiny homes for rent, 13,000, beach house rentals, Airstream rentals, glamping near me, rent a yurt, 3,000. That's something that's super specific. This is a yurt, right? rented yacht rentals. So they're capitalizing on this new trend of renting these more weird type of houses, not conventional houses, and creating dedicated pages for every single one of them. And if for some reason a new type of stay pops off, for example, I don't know, cave rentals, sleep in a cave, I'm sure they'll do the same, right? And I'm sure they'll rank first for it, because they're leveraging, of course, their brand power and their domain authority, because their domain is super authoritative, as you can see here. They have a domain rating of 92. If they create a page for cave rentals, if they want to create it, they just can create it just like so, with a simple click of a button, because they have the template already made. That you can just pull in all the cave rentals from the user-generated content, and then all this should be the same. Just change a couple of images here, and there you have it. You have dedicated pages for new business ventures that can pop off. That's why I call this a smart business move, right? Using the templated and programmatic SEO thinking on these types of pages, right? Now, they do the exact same thing on the luxury market. If you just go for airbnb.com/luxury, I think that's the one. Yeah, they have this separated website for luxury, right? And if we do this, right, let me see here. I mean, we can just put it in Ahrefs. If we go here and just search for airbnb.com/luxury and go to the top pages, we can see that these are just listing ones. Let me see here. Let me just do this, and let me just go scroll down here. Most likely, yeah, they have it all here. So more Airbnb Lux destinations, right? They have it by country and by the most Lux destinations, for example, in the French Alps, because yes, you can just search for the French Alps, but there are different, for example, ski resorts. So they're targeting every single one of these pages, and I guarantee that all of these are programmatically done. As you can see here, they're all the same. Once again, all the same. One thing that changes is the H1 and the URL structure, right? Every single page of this is the exact same, right? Down here, they haven't done the one that they had in Las Vegas, so what to do in Las Vegas, or right, they're not writing a blog down here, but I'm sure, for example, for the France page, they are, as you can see here, are all about France, right? All this down here. So they're doing the exact same thing. This works, right? Canva also is doing the same. Zapier is also doing the same. So this, as an SEO strategy, works great, because I mean, they're doing it. They are billion-dollar companies raking in a ton of traffic. So this works. So again, for the luxury market, for the more hype, I guess, trendy market with these unique stays, and of course for the quote-unquote regular market, for just any city, any type of stay, apartment, house, whatever, they're doing programmatic SEO for all that. So super interesting. Now, moving on to branded versus non-branded search terms. As you know, brands take years to build, of course. You cannot just build a brand in a couple of months or even a year, right? And brands are built on content and authority, and content builds authority, right? If you want to build a brand, you got to put yourself out there, you got to do videos, got to do content, got to do podcasts, all that on a more smaller scale, right? But you got to start somewhere, and the content production is the best way to do it, right? Now, what's interesting to see here is that Airbnb's traffic, and I took this from similar right here, Airbnb's traffic, most of it, of course, is direct, but the second biggest traffic source is organic search, right? So 14% of Airbnb's traffic comes from search engines like Bing or Google. So you can just imagine, out of the market cap they have and out of the $8.4 billion they made last year, how much this comes into play and how much organic search traffic generates in terms of revenue for Airbnb. As you can probably tell, it's a couple of billions, most likely. So super interesting. And they're running some ads as well, but the ads are much less than the organic search volume. So super interesting. Now, one thing we do have to look at is recently, the last couple of years, organic keywords on Airbnb were down, but traffic went up, right? So as you can see here, these are the organic keywords. Let's start measuring from January 2021. They're going down, right? Organic keywords as a whole are going down, but traffic is steadily going up, or even stagnating a bit, but most likely it's going up, right? Now, why this is interesting, let me just go over here to Airbnb. If we go to airbnb.com and go to their the overview and then go organic search, we can see clearly that the number of keywords, so ranking from, for example, on the top 3, so 1 to 3 is 106,000, right? Now we go down here and the total amount of keywords ranking goes down, right? We go from around 5 million to 3 million, right? But you can notice that the number of top 3 rankings, in this case is 115,000, right here is 160,000. So the overall keyword rankings dropped down, but the overall top 3 rankings went up. That's why, part of the reason that the traffic didn't go down, right? Even though the keywords went down. This is super interesting because it means that they're optimizing the pages for, they're not just targeting random keywords, they're optimizing for the keywords that give them the most traffic, right? Which is very, very smart. And this also ties in with the brand power. How so? Because most likely, and they're ranking for a lot of branded keywords, right? And that was achieved through the investment in more branded marketing. And they have an article on Wall Street Journal and New York Times about that, about investing more on brand, right? Like the billboards you see saying just Airbnb, right? Investing in brand and leveraging all the years that they're building out their brand to rank higher for more branded keywords. If we go here, for example, to Ahrefs and just go exactly to the keywords that they're ranking for, organic keywords, you're going to see, of course, that's a given. Most of them are Airbnb, right? Most of the keywords that they're ranking for are Airbnb, either that's wrongly spelled or correctly spelled, but most of them have Airbnb in the name, right? Airbnb, all the keywords ranking in the top 100, the ones that get the more traffic, are keywords with the brand name in it. And this, of course, just goes to show that the power of the brand that they've built throughout the years is surpassing the power of the organic keywords for example, cabins near me, or cabins rentals, or luxury home rentals, right? The brand is super, super important. This is a bit of a tangent, but it is important to understand that when you're building a brand and your SEO strategy, it always needs to be around a brand and how you position yourself in terms of your brand. Super, super important. Now, just to finish this off, before I talk about my final point here, is optimizing pages that fulfill the user's search intent. So what I mean by this is they're targeting every single keyword that a user that wants to rent any place, anywhere, can possibly search for. What I mean by this is they have pages targeting houses, apartments, luxury stays, camper vans, tree houses, bungalows, right? Anywhere, any city, any country. They also have these special location pages, for example, Joshua Tree National Park, so targeting national parks. They're going very granular in the way that they're targeting their customers. And so this is more or less of an overview of Airbnb's organic acquisition for users through SEO and how they're making money with it. Because at the end of the day, Airbnb is a listing website, and there's a lot of potential to make money with listing websites, because listing websites are just a fantastic way to gather in one place a curated and vetted amount of things, whether that's, for example, house listings like Airbnb, whether that's, for example, people like on Vetted, where we gather SEO experts, right? Marketplaces and listing sites and directories. And their inherent value comes from the aggregation and the conjunction of you being able to join all these valuable things that you do not own, right? Airbnb doesn't own their property, but they're able to aggregate and have one place on the internet where other users can come and benefit from what other users are selling. So that's the whole benefit of a listing website, right? You can make money without owning any asset, without owning any people. Of course, not that you own people, but you get my point, right? And this is true for a lot of businesses out there. Airbnb, Upwork, Fiverr, Vetted, all of these marketplace directory listing websites benefit from user-generated content, right? And they're a great way to make money. Now, of course, you cannot just spin up a website and make money with it. You have to have, of course, a proper marketing strategy in place. And Airbnb's strategy for user acquisition through organic SEO is very, very smart. So that's why I wanted to let you know on that. Now, if you do have interest in creating a listing type of a website and the whole how it works behind the scenes, how you can actually make money with it and scale it, let me know in the comments and I'll DM you a link. I think I can DM you on YouTube. If not, I'll just comment below the link to see if you're interested. I'll also leave it in the description. So yeah, if you're interested in starting a business like this, it does, of course, consume a lot of work, but it can be very, very profitable. So yeah, let me know. This is being a long video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers. Hey, what's up? Today I want to go over a case study for a brand that's a competitor of Canva that's doing 1 million impressions a month. So here they are, actually 2 million, as you can see here. And I chose this case study for today because it's interesting to see a product that's essentially the same as Canva. And if you don't know, Canva is essentially this platform where you can build out social media profiles and thumbnails and graphics, essentially. And it's interesting to see that a platform that is essentially the same thing, with some nuances, he's doing and has the ability to gather market share of 2%, because they get around 2 million organic traffic a month, and Canva, if I'm not mistaken, gets 100 million. Yeah, so they're essentially getting 2% off of Canva's market share. So again, the reason why I wanted to do this is to show you that even though you can have the same product as someone else, there is enough market share for everyone to eat, right? You have billion-dollar companies or $100 billion companies all competing in the same market, multiple ones. So there is still space for other companies doing the same thing. And I want to go over their SEO strategy, which is kind of similar to Canva's strategy, but has some nuances. So let me get straight into it. First of all, I want to go over I have a lot of things here I want to cover, but I want to go over their SimilarWeb board right here. So, excuse me. The platform is called Vismeo.co. I'll go over their landing page in just a second, but essentially it is create anything, make it beautiful. Essentially, it is a design board where you can design things like Canva, right? You have the templates, try it for free, you can drag and drop, add text, all that. Essentially the same product as Canva with some nuances. Now, here on Vismeo, or here in SimilarWeb, sorry, we see, and I find this quite interesting, that the traffic from social mainly comes from YouTube and Facebook, and if we compare it to Canva, it's the same, mainly comes from YouTube and Facebook, which is quite interesting. But we can view that here. If we go to YouTube, we can see that, let's do Canva first. They do a lot of content, like educational content, to get people to use their tool, which makes sense, right? A ton of educational content, how to do whatever, like share your Canva designs, create class folders. So niche specific things you can do in Canva. Just like they have the templates pages, and I'm not sure if you know this, but on Canva, they rank for a ton of these Create X page. So free business card maker, free logo design maker, free gift card maker, free coupon maker, a bunch of them. Like their main SEO strategy is this, and I'll go over that in just a second. But they're doing the same and applying the same onto YouTube, right? Which is quite interesting. So a video form of these landing pages. And Vismeo is essentially doing the same, right? So again, I want to make it clear that these two companies are essentially the same, but these guys have managed to capture 2% of their market share and their traffic, more or less. And Canva is a $40 billion company. Now, I'm not saying that just because Vismeo has 2% of their monthly traffic that they're worth 2% of 40 billion, but there can be a relation, right? So quite interesting to look at this. Now, after all that, let's go over to their site right here. So again, they've been around for a long time now. Had quite a dip here, but overall the growth has been tremendous, ranking for 600,000 keywords and 2 million organic traffic. Now, if we look here at the top pages, which is going to be where this becomes interesting, and scroll down, I even have here some of them open, but we'll go over in just a second. They have all these. First of all, they're not just targeting the English market, they're targeting the Spanish market, Spanish-speaking market. So Mexico, Spain, Latin America, essentially, right? I'm sure they're targeting Portuguese-speaking countries as well, a bunch of different languages. So yeah, PT and Brazilian. So convites means invites in Portuguese. So it is crazy what they're doing. They're essentially doing the same strategy for all the languages, which makes it so they have an immense amount of pages, but let's just focus on the English language for now. So what they do essentially, and I've talked about this before, is they have these free keyword maker for whatever. I think this changes dynamically, right? And they have these individual landing pages dedicated solely for make X, make business cards, make infographics, make whatever templates, right? And they have these long form detailed landing pages solely for this single specific use case, right? And they have a ton of them, right? If we go here to top pages, we can just go for add keyword filters, keyword, let's do contains, make, let's do apply, show results. And okay, so yeah, essentially it's this, right? Poster maker, video maker, banner maker, wallpaper maker, graph maker. And again, if we click each one of these, it's going to be a landing page dedicated to solely this, right? And one thing that I don't see them doing, but that Canva is doing, is that on these pages, for example, Canva right here, if we go to this one, business card, so that's the main category page, free business card maker, again, just a long form page like the one from Vizmeo. However, they go even a step further and add a keyword behind it, right? So they have the business card maker, but now they add a niche down keyword behind it. So landscaping business card, real estate, photography. So they have all of these little templates. I think if you could click see temples, yeah, you go to an inner page even inside that one with real estate, right? And then these ones are, I think they're user generated, so we won't be focusing too much on them. So they go even a step further, which from what I gather, Vizm isn't doing. I mean, I'm sure they are. I mean, I'm just not finding it here. So this is a page. This is a templates page. Let me see here. Yeah, not necessarily the same, right? Maybe I'm missing it though. No, I'm not. Yeah, it's not here. So they're not doing, at least they're not leveraging their templates for this category for graphs here. They have some here, but it's not, maybe it kind of is. Or let me just do flyer maker. I'm sure they are, because they're this big, and I'm sure if they're using the same strategy as Canva. Yeah, okay, so yeah, they're kind of doing the same thing. So essentially, it's the same strategy, right? Long form content page dedicated solely to a free online keyword maker, right? And then this is, I guess, for giving it some extra relevancy or making it look a bit better. So yeah, all of these, how many pages are these? So it's 4 pages of 100, so it's essentially 400 pages of create something maker. Some of these are in Portuguese, some of these are in French, as you can see here. So, and the market for these other languages, so Portuguese, French, whatever, in Europe, Google is much easier to rank. It's much easier to rank on that side of Google, because there's much less competition, right? And you're of course targeting the local language. So interesting to see this, right? By the way, I do want to mention that all the data I'm using with Ahrefs you can get for free here on Vettted. Just go to Vettted.com and click on campaigns, and you can add URLs and see all that. Backlinks, competitors, top pages. As you can see here, infographics, presentation slides, graph maker, you have all of this here for free, because Ahrefs is quite expensive. I do want to point out that we don't have enough resources to gather as much data as Ahrefs, right? For now at least, and this is free, but in the future, once we develop this a bit more, we'll be able to get in proper data here. You can also connect to Google Search Console, of course, and check the data. That's if you're doing SEO for clients or whatever, you can check all that directly from Google here. Now, moving on, I do want to take a look here at their site again. But essentially, the strategy boils down to this. I wanted to make a short video mostly because I find it interesting how the same exact products can compete in the same market with the exact same strategy. And one of them, Vizm, is getting 2 million organic sessions a month. I know Canva is getting 100 million, but they're a $40 billion company. These guys are competing in the same market, and there's a share for everyone, right? Which is quite interesting. To be honest, I am not sure. I do want to look at who targets the more international market. So let's see here. Canva, 1.4 million from the US. Okay, so looks like Vizm is targeting. So US, Brazil, India, Indonesia, India, US, Mexico. Okay, so what is Mexico here, down here? It's essentially the same, targeting the same countries. I don't see that one is more geared towards Europe or not. Yeah, it's more or less the same. in that regard. So if we can continue on here and just go to the top pages again, because we do want to take a look here at the case studies and the templates, because these are different from the create. So that these ones are the /make, right? I think so. They should be. Yeah, exactly. But then you have the templates, right? Presentations, for example, right? And here they're targeting, if we go here to our top pages again and go for, remove this one, add one, let's do template and click apply and then show results. Okay, so here they're ranking instead of for the intent of the search making, so infographic maker, so the user wants to make an infographic on the site it finds, they're looking for templates. So maybe they don't want to create the infographic online, maybe they're using, I don't know, Microsoft PowerPoint or whatever it is, so they just want to look for templates. So they're targeting both people who want to make the things with the maker keywords, and now with the templates, people that want to just look for templates, which is quite interesting. So, because I'm curious, comment down below if you had a site like this, would you have thought that there would be two different unique kinds of customers or potential customers, the ones that want to make stuff and the ones that just want to look up templates to make stuff either on your platform or on their own? It's quite interesting. So, of course, all these are the templates page, and I mean, they have a bunch of templates properly optimized, of course, headings. Oh, 2H1s, that's interesting. I'm not sure if that's a bug from my extension or not. By the way, this is a free extension you can get for free on Google Chrome. It's called Vetted SEO Helper. Almost 200 installs, which is pretty cool. But I see here that they have 2H1s, which for a company this big, it's quite interesting. Why do they have 2H1s? Infographic templates and free infographic templates. Huh. Let me just double check if this is not a bug with the extension. Yeah, it's not. Huh, interesting. So I guess we found an error in their technical SEO. Interesting. Well, wasn't expecting this. But yeah, I'm just kind of rambling on. The strategy it's interesting that it is a simple to understand strategy, but it is complex behind the scenes. But it's quite interesting to see that it's essentially the same strategy from Canva and Vism. So pretty cool. By the way, before I log off, I wanted to mention this new solution we just released, the managed SEO solution. So previously on Vetted, you could hire people or Vetted SEO experts for their time via consulting calls and for their skills via these productized services. But there wasn't an ability to hire them on a monthly recurring basis, right? So we developed this new platform where you essentially can, if you're approved, right, because we pre-vet the clients as well, can get on here and browse essentially professionals, click their profile, view their monthly rate, study some of their case studies, watch their presentation video, and of course, book a call directly to their calendar, right? So this is something that doesn't exist, and we are just testing it out. So if you need any managed SEO solutions, so someone that takes your site from A to Z on a monthly recurring basis, so a full stack SEO, on page, off page, technical, this is a platform for you. I'll leave a link in the description, but it is vetted.com/IBP, or if you just go to vetted.com, it is this link right here. If you click manage SEO, you can access it. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I know a lot of people like these case studies, so I'll keep on doing them. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you very, very soon. Cheers. Hey, what's up? So today I want to go over a case study on Miro, or Miro, however you want to pronounce it. And you might have heard about these guys, but they're essentially a collaborative whiteboard type of platform, right? Essentially, I can even show you here how they work. If I go to my dashboard really quickly, essentially it allows you to create these super simple dashboards. It's also where I do presentations. So my last YouTube video was on here. You can write stuff, you can do whatever you want. Essentially a dashboard app, but you can share it with your team. So a lot of different people can draw on here and create like roadmaps and all that. So this is the product, and they're very, very successful. Their annual revenue, of course, these numbers, you never know if they're right or wrong, but they're a 100 million a year plus company, and they've been around for a while. But I'm not just going to go over them because they're successful. I'm going to go over them because I found something really interesting they're doing in regards to SEO. So Before that, let me just copy their domain here and go over to Vetted to campaigns. Essentially, I'm going to use the latest feature on Vetted, which is the campaigns. Let's do Miro case study, and this will allow me to gather a lot of information on their site. So let's just wait a few seconds for this to load, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're here, and this gives me a ton of data on the site, which is essentially what I'm going to use to do this case study. So, of course, they're really successful. Their organic keyword rankings are 216,000. So, I mean, they've kept a pretty consistent growth throughout the years. They've declined here since September last year, but this decline is minimal in comparison to the big picture, right? Of course, the top keywords, I want to look at this in just a second. Their backlinks, a big company like this, it's not really worth it to look at the backlinks because the backlinks are a minimal part of their success, right? Of course, because they're huge, they're going to have a ton of powerful backlinks coming their way. Now, what I do want to look at first is their top pages. Of course, the help articles, I'm going to do a little zoom here so you can see a bit more. Now, they have a mind map, which I do want to take a look, and then an online whiteboard. But what I want to look at and what's really interesting about their strategy is these templates, okay? These / templates, which I'll cover in just a second. Now, as you can see here, these two ones, their idea is to try and rank for online whiteboard. Of course, that's why I have a dedicated page for this. And it is welcomes you with a call to action, right? To just start getting it done without needing to sign up, right? So this is, in terms of user experience, it is very smart. In terms of user experience, it is very smart doing it this way. And this mind map, again, they're trying to rank for the mind map category, which is something that's often used, as you can see here, to essentially dump your brain and see where you want to go in anything that you're doing. You can use this for business or for personal life. But again, back to the templates. And as you can see here, the top pages, the / template pages, this is getting almost 5K searches a month. And they have a bunch of this. So let me just open this 1, 2, what do we have here as well? More templates, more / templates, one more. So a bunch of their top pages, so the ones that are getting more traffic are the / templates pages. And this is very, very smart. Essentially what they're doing, if I can go here really quickly to the main one, so the / templates, these ones are / templates and then the template name. But if I can go here to the main one, and similarly to what Canva is doing, and I do have to do a case study on Canva, they're essentially creating templates for anything that you can create inside of a whiteboard. So as I showed you here, you can essentially use this for anything, right? You can do a mind map, you can do a Kanban framework template, a service blueprint, a flowchart for your business. You can do timetables. So as you can see here, they have templates for literally anything, right? Team meeting agenda template, one-on-one meeting template, and what they do here is they create a bunch of these templates, right? And a bunch of these template pages, again, miro.com / templates / fishbone diagram. All these ones have dedicated pages for dedicated templates. Sorry, are dedicated pages for dedicated templates. And as I show you here, these ones are getting a bunch of traffic. Most of their, of course, their top page is going to be the home page. But if we sum up the traffic, the amount of traffic all these template pages are getting, these are the pages that are bringing in the most traffic. So it makes sense that they're keeping on adding more and more templates to their templates page. As you can see here, they essentially are trying to create template pages for anything you can search online. So if you're searching for example, let's do business model canvas template. This is something people search for, right? You're going to get a recommendation from, essentially going to get this page, right? Of course, this is all for SEO purposes. It's a long tail article, fully optimized, and you can even use our latest extension. Sorry, you can download this for free. I'll leave a link in the description. Of course, the meta title, business model canvas, the main keyword, because people often look for templates. Meta description as well, keyword optimized. If we look here at the headings, the age one, not really sure why it's not appearing here. It should be, it is down here. Of course, the age one will be your exact match keyword. So it is very, very well optimized, and of course the call to action here. So what I wanted to say again, and again I'm kind of rambling, is that it makes sense for a business like this that essentially they're business model is to get people to use their whiteboard, to think about all the different things people can do in this whiteboard, and then create template pages so that the people that are searching for something template go directly to these pages and get to work on the whiteboard, because their product is the same, right? Their product is essentially a whiteboard, so a white canvas, and they were very smart to think about, okay, so what are all the things people can do on this white canvas? They can do business templates, they can do timetables, they can do flowcharts, they can do mind maps, they can do all of this. So let's be found by every single one of these. So let's create dedicated pages for these, and let's try and rank for business model canvas template, timeline template, infographic template, Venn diagram template, and these are all things that people search for. And if we go here back again to Vettted, we can take a look at the competitors as well. This needs a revamp. We're still working a bit on this. It's only in beta. We can look here at their top keywords. Of course, this one, timer, this is a bit weird. Oh, yeah, so this, we still need to do some improvements here. But this is not really a keyword that gives you any buyer intent, right? So of course the branded keywords, Miro or Miro, mind maps, or the ranking for mind map, #1. It is a absolute, this keyword gets an absolute volume of searches and a bunch of clicks. Storyboard, again, a template, /template page. What else we have here? Flowchart maker, and it is interesting that some of these, I'm guessing they're older because they don't have the /template here. I'm not too sure why. I mean, I guess it's here. So yeah, they do have a version for template and a version not for template. I'm not too sure why this is, honestly. I'm guessing it is, yeah, this one is, yeah, okay. So this one is more of a introductory page, so they can have links to different, because I guess a flowchart can have different types of flowcharts inside of it. So there's the basic quote-unquote flowchart, and there's the cross-functional flowchart, which should be, yeah, it's a /template. So yeah, it is a category. I'm guessing this is a category, and these subcategories are inside the /templates pages. What else we have here? Another template for Gantt chart. This will be, of course, just as we talked about here, a main category. I'm guessing. No, this is just the linking to the whiteboard. What else we have here? Again, a templates one, concept map. I'm guessing that this will have a bunch of links to the /template pages. Not this one doesn't have, actually. What else we have here? Again, /templates. As you can see here, I guess I've already proved my point. These pages are getting a ton of traffic because these guys are ranking for these keywords, right? These buyer intent keywords with the / pages. And I do think it is very smart. I do think it's something that they've done here that is quite clever, right? Because I'm trying to put myself in their shoes. If I had a business that essentially was a online whiteboard, how could I get people to use it? So it's really interesting that they thought about all the use cases and then built content and pages around that. It's quite interesting. I guess I thought I'd share it with you, sorry. And hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you can take something from this. When I record these case studies, it's essentially for me to, because I like watching how businesses go about their SEO strategy. And if you can, of course, take any gold nuggets from this to implement in your sites, it is valuable as well for you. So hopefully you like it. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to try this out, this is completely free, right? You can get limited sites for now on this. You can get a ton of info. You can do full audits with all these tools. No need to pay for Ahrefs because it's quite expensive. For Moz, for any other software, this is free. And it gets you essentially all the info you need. So we didn't want to overcrowd this with useless info. So all this that's in here right now, it is useful. There's no useless info. So yeah, hopefully you liked it. And this plugin, again, you can download it for free in the description. It is a great way to also audit the site whenever you need. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye-bye. All right, those are the case studies. Hopefully you found them valuable. Hopefully you can take some info from these successful people, companies leveraging programmatic SEO for their growth strategies and apply them to your own business. That's it. Subscribe, like the video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Actually, before I do so, I might as well plug here my SEO marketplace. It's called Vettted.com, Vettted with 3 T's. if you need help with SEO, programmatic SEO, on-page SEO, technical SEO, backlink building, all that, check out Vettted. I mean, you have tons of pre-vetted SEO professionals here. One good thing about Vettted is that every single person here shows their face. Nobody hides behind fake names. Nobody hides behind fake logos. For example, Bradley here, they show that you know that who he is. He's Bradley Banner. He shows his face. He has his socials linked here. You can message him anytime. You can buy services. You can book a consulting call with him to pick his brain if you want. So again, you can buy his time or buy his skills. Every single service here as samples, so you always know who you're buying from, right? You know, this guy's Bradley, and what you're buying, right? Every single service has samples, so you know exactly what you're buying and from who you're buying it from. That's Vettted. Check it out, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.